Have you ever played the chess? So in chess, the king is the most important figure in the chess because if you want to finish the game, if you want to like win the game, you need to do a checkmate to the king. But we don't we are not able to make to do a checkmate with on the king. So we need very important figures in the play, right? So and the most important figure and most functional figure is the queen. So what it has to do with the Python, you might ask. In the Python, before creating the model and having the accuracy and so on, the regression model, the classification, whatever it is, you need to pre-process your data. And for pre-processing your data, usually we're talking about the data sets with the we're not talking about the big data because now there are a lot of frameworks, and we're talking about the data sets manageable with the pandas. So pandas has been for a long time, and I think it's gonna stay for a long time, one of the most important packages in the Python. It's like a queen in the chess. So let's go and see what we can do with the pandas. We are going to be as short, as straightforward as possible with the pandas. So we're going to learn the basics of the pandas, what operations we can do, what kind of data preprocesses we can do, and see you over there. Bye. Hello there, and now we are going to see on the Google Colab framework how to work with the pandas. So first of all, you need to create your settings. So you need to first connect your drive in order to connect your data to your Google framework, Google Colab framework. I'm sorry, and to have the dataset DataFrame in your in your workplace. So the first thing that you're gonna write this code in order to connect to your drive, and you're gonna have this message under your code cell. If you get this message, that means that you have successfully connected it. You're gonna be asked to give the access, the consent to access to your drive and so on and so forth. So you're gonna follow that, and it's very intuitive. Then on the second part, we're gonna import the pandas, and we're gonna have the allies and call the pandas as PD. So it's kind of non-written rule in the Python. The pandas is always allied as a PD. If you write here whatever thing pandas, or just leave it, omit this part, write pandas, you're gonna have the pandas. But this is the this is the non-written rule, so just follow this rule and you're gonna be fine. First step is importing the data frame. While importing data frame, make sure that you're writing the read CSV and you're indicating the path where your file is placed, right? Then we have the file, we have the employee file, we have the employees here, ID, employee name, the salary of the employee, and the gender of the employee. For the sake of simplicity, here we have only two genders, male and female, but in the reality it might be different. Also other details here might be different. Also the pay always remains the same, like because we need to have the fixed number. Employee name is textual variable, ID is textual variable. So this is the first step, important. The second step, we are interested to select just one column in order to observe that column. How to select just one column in the let's add the text. Where do I have the text? So let's add select just one column. Select column. So in order to select the column, you're going to write the name of your data frame and select the column. Like, for example, if you have only the name of the employees. But make sure that, for example, it's different. This one is different if you write 2 square brackets are different from 1 square brackets. You're gonna see in the future by working, you're gonna see in the practice what's the difference between them. But for now, let's keep in mind to use two square brackets, not 1 square bracket. So we have 1 column here, right? And if in case we want to select 2 columns, we want to see 2 columns, for example, employee, and I will see also the page of that employees, right? So we're gonna indicate the names of the column, and we're gonna have both columns, one standing next to other. Then you can also conditionally select. For example, if I want to see only those who are earning more than 80K dollars or euro, whatever your currency is in your country. So in order to conditionally select the employees who get the salary above 80K, for example, Sonia Karel, for example, Samir Goliev, and this one, Kurt Hartmann, and so on, we're gonna write data frame. Then we are gonna get the pay, and we are gonna say that I want to get this pay which is higher than 80K. So here we have all the employees who earn more than 80K. And in case we want to see the employees earning less than 80K, we're going to do this, and we're going to see only those who are getting the less than 80K. Alright, this is the second point. Then we have already talked about how to select 2 columns. We have seen before here that we have some null values, right? That means that those values are missing in our dataset. But imagine that if you have a huge dataset, it's not just one, like 100, it's not 10, it's not 50, it's 100,000, it's 1 million, 100 million, or 1 billion observations. Like, how are you gonna find out how many missing values do you have? You cannot count with your fingers, right? So that's why we use isnull. This is gonna give you true and false values. If it's gonna find the missing value in your dataset, it's gonna give you back true. And as you know, true is 1, while false is 0. And if we're gonna do the sum of that, we are gonna have for each column, we're gonna see how many observations are null or are missing. So as we see in the page, there's 1 observation is missing, which is true actually. Then we can do different operations on that. We can drop the null values, we can substitute the null values. In our case, let's just drop the null value. When you're gonna drop the null value, you're gonna drop all the row. So in order to drop the null value, you're gonna see data frame, drop an A. That's enough. That's enough. Now you see you don't have that observation which was missing here. Where is the Taylor was missing, and we don't have any more Roberta Taylor here, right? So, but however, if you just do this and you don't assign the value to any value you are not gonna have any change on your original dataset. In order to get this change to be fixed and to keep in the memory, you're gonna assign this. And now you see that we don't have any more missing values here. Okay, then what can else be done? For instance, we can actually rename the columns on Pandas. In order to rename the columns in Pandas, we can use the rename function, but this rename function should be applied to our data frame. So we're gonna rename, then we're just gonna indicate the columns, and we're gonna say, let's call it pay, because pay is actually a gross salary. I'm gonna call the pay as a gross salary before taxes. And in this case, we can assign as we have seen before, or we can write here in place equal true. It's an alternative, right? Let's see what happens now. All right, it should be columns. Now let's check what we have on the DF data frame. So instead of the pay, we now have the gross salary. Then we can also concatenate two data frames and have one data frame. Let's show you. I'm gonna show you one trick here. So we have now a new employee list, and this employee list, as you see, we did the same operation that we did before, but there's one problem with that. No, it's df2. There's one problem with that. You see, we have this ugly stuff here. It's not the data frame actually. It's just one column. We don't have other columns. It's because of the separator. In order to fix this, you're just gonna write separator and equals, and what is the separator? For example, if you know the separator is the semicolon, you're gonna write the separator in my dataset is semicolon, right? Then the problem is gonna be fixed, and we can. And here is it. As you see, the problem is fixed, and we can now follow. Next, I want to see the first 10 values of the data frame. To do so, I write df2. It's my new data frame head, and it's gonna show me first values from the data set. You can also choose how many you want to see. It's not gonna work in our case, but usually default it gives 10. If you choose 5, it gives you 5. If I choose to show 2, it's gonna show me 2. But in our case, it's not true because we have only a few observations, so it doesn't count. In our case, it doesn't apply to our case. All right, next we want to unite. We want to have these two files together, but let's try and call it df3 is equal to pd, and what we are gonna use is concat df and df2 on the axis 0. And let's see what has happened here. There's something that went wrong here. The reason is because we have different names for the gross salary and the pay. We don't want to have this, right? So in order to avoid that's what has happened. Now, first, before doing this operation here, concatenation, we are gonna rename this. All right. As we did before with the other one, we are gonna do the same, the copy and paste here. And instead of df, we are gonna do with df2. Right, and now let's repeat this operation again and check. Wow, now it works. Cool. We have more observations here, and we have also Steve Jobs here, by the way. Anyways, now we have concatenated and we have new file, new data frame, which is the concatenation. But if you see here, there is something wrong. It's the index is coming until 9, and then it's starting from the 0. We're gonna fix this. In order to fix this, we are gonna do the reset index. So we are gonna do df, assign it to the df3, and then we are gonna data frame reset index. Let's say drop is equal to. Let me show you now what is happening. And here's it. We have the 11, actually 12 observations. Then let's find. We have a duplicate here. Imran Khan has been nominated 2 times here, and let's see this employee in the company. How can we detect that employee? There's other function in the dataset, in the pandas, which is a duplicate. df3 dot duplicated, and then we're gonna sum. We have 2 duplicates, and what we can do with the duplicates is, actually, how can we detect where are the duplicates? So let's just get the true and false. Like duplicates is gonna be duplicated, because duplicate is gonna give us the true and false. And then we're gonna filter within the dataset df3 duplicates. We have Kurt Hartmann and Imran Khan. Also Kurt Hartmann is alright. We have 2 duplicates. Now we have already found the duplicates, and what we're gonna do now, we actually can similarly to the drop NA, we can do also drop duplicates. So what we're gonna do here, we are just gonna drop the duplicates, and we're gonna say df3 is equal to df3 dot drop duplicates. And now let's see what we have on the df3. Okay, again the index has changed, so we need to reset the index at, as you see, there is not anymore 2 Kurt Hartmanns, and there's no anymore Imran Khan. Alright, cool. Now at the last point, I want to show you that we can also do the operations on the, let's find the net salary. Net salary is gonna be salary after the taxes. So we are simplifying everything. We are going to say that taxes are 23%. We are not calculating any other income tax and church tax and so on and so forth. We are going to just say that income tax is like 23%. What we're going to do, df3, we're going to create a new column. Here we're going to learn how to create a new column, net salary. It's going to be equal df3 gross salary minus df3 gross salary. So 23% we thought, right? 0.23. So it's gonna be 23% of the gross salary, subtracted from the gross salary. And now let's check whether we have now the. All right, here's it: the salary after taxes, the pay after taxes, and pay after taxes. I think that's enough for today. I hope you got the insight to the Pandas framework. I hope this is gonna be helpful for you, and you can apply on different data frames in order to automate what you have learned here. Wish you good luck, and if you have some problems, if you have some like curiosity, if something is not clear for you, like here, you can always leave a comment, reach me out on LinkedIn, and I'm more than happy to help you in these cases. So I wish you a great whatever you have, like in weekend, like weekday, and so on, and enjoy your coding with a Python. See you. Bye.